Okay, let's go over homework 2.2, number 5. Alright, so we want to find the equation of the tangent line to the graph of f of x. Alright, so as usual, we need two pieces of information. And first is we need to know a point. So we need to know a point. And we can call it x1, comma y1. Right? And this guy is already given right here. So it's -1, comma 3. Right? So you don't have to do any work for that. But the second one, we need to know the slope of the line. Right? So let's call that m. Alright, but this can be found by simply taking the derivative of the function, since the derivative tells you about the slope of the tangent line, and then we plug in the x value, in this case -1. Alright, so we need the f prime. So let's find the derivative. Alright, so first we have this function f of x. F of x. Let's rewrite it so that we can take the derivative a little easier. Right? So there's 2 on top. Right? Then you have a cube root. Cube root is equivalent to 1/3 power. So you have x to the, right? It's already squared. So you have 2 squared. But you raise it to the 1/3 power. So it's going to be 2/3 power. Right? Then you have minus x, right? Then also we can rewrite it as 2 times x to the, right? Since x is sitting on the bottom, so it's going to be a negative power, then it's a 2/3 power, so -2/3 power, and minus x. Right? So we just rewrote the function so that we can apply the differential rule, derivative rules more easily. So we take the derivative of f of x now, right? 2 is just a constant, so put it there, right? Then we put the power in front, so power is -2/3, right? Then you have x, raise it to the, subtract 1 from the power, so you subtract 1 from -2/3 would be -5/3, right? And the derivative of -x is -1, right? So we have that. Then try to simplify as much as we can. So you're gonna get, let's see, it's going to be 2 times 2 is 4, so it's going to be 4 with a negative sign over 3. Then you have x to the -5/3 power, right? And then minus 1. Alright, so let's look at that. So we want to find the f prime of -1. So we're gonna just plug in -1 in here, right here. Right, so it's going to be -4/3, and you plug in -1 there and raise it to the -5/3 power minus 1. Alright, then we have to think a little bit. Okay, so here you have -1. Alright, negative power is a reciprocal, but the reciprocal of -1 is still -1, so this really doesn't change anything. Alright, then you raise it to the 5th power. So if you raise -1 to the 5th power, so -1 times -1 times -1 times -1 times -1, since there are -1, so the product is going to be still -1. Alright, then over 3, so that's a cube root, but the cube root of -1 is still -1, so therefore this guy is actually just -1. Right? So -4/3 times -1 is going to be +4/3. Then you subtract 1 from the power. Sorry, 1, not from the power. then you're gonna get 1/3. Right? So we have the slope and the point, so we should be able to find the equation. So equation is going to be using the slope point form, y minus y1, in this case 3, is equal to slope is 1/3 times quantity x minus x1. x1 is -1, so it's a minus -1, so it's going to be plus 1. Right? So if you want, we can expand it, so it's going to be 1/3 x plus 1/3. Right? Then we're going to move -3 over to the other side by adding 3. So I'm going to add 3 to both sides to isolate y. So it's going to be 1/3 x and add 3. 3 is 9/3, so it's going to be 10/3. Right? So the equation of the tangent line is 1/3 x plus 10/3. Right? So that's part A. Right? I hope that this was clear.